Are you tired of selling your time to the highest bidder? What's up, guys? It's Necessary here with Notary to Notary, and I'm super excited to be able to teach you how you can build a six-figure notary signing agent business. Now, I know you're probably thinking, how can a notary make six figures? I know, right? But you can. I've been doing it since 2016. Not only that, I've been training since 2019 and have tons of student reviews who have done the same. All you have to do is listen to the steps that I'm teaching you in my all-inclusive training at notarytonotary.com. Forbes even called me the top entrepreneur that's changing the way people work today. Sounds good, doesn't it? But in order for you to see those results, you're gonna have to take action. So stop watching this video, click the link below, and go sign up for my training today. You'll be happy that you did. Hey guys, have you had a chance to get a copy of my new book, The Ultimate Ron Guide? If you are ready to build a remote online notary business, then this book is what you need. In this book, I give you all the information that you need to know in order to build a successful remote online business, no matter what state you're in, as long as your state authorizes remote online notarizations. Head on over to Amazon today and get your copy. You'll be glad you did. Hey guys, I'm not going to be here too long. You said I'm in both. Me too. I just turned mine off. I'm going to go back in there in a second. So I just want to hop on here really quick and just drop some encouragement from you guys, for you guys. Okay, good. So the NNA Summit is happening right now. We just did our presentation. I did with Jamie, Daniel, and Judy. And so we were talking about diversification. And right now actually is notary coach Bill Soroka, and I forget the other lady's name, but she does SAM, signing agent marketing. And so I wanted to hop in here really quick because I have to actually do some maneuvering today. But I was so encouraged. I'm actually going to watch the summit over because it's so important, guys, to like this industry, and it's not just this industry, but just focusing on this industry has so much potential for growth. Like there's so much that you can do. There's so much money to be made, but it's not just about money. It's so many relationships to be built. Like there's so much that you can do. And if you're not finding success as a notary, you need to get connected. Like you need to get some training. You need to get connected. You need to, just really invest in yourself. You need to get some training, get connected. Like there was a summit today with the NNA. Why weren't you there? Right? Why weren't you there? Right? And so just ask yourself these things. If you are someone who's Jennifer Needle, did I say right? I know she said call me Jen. So Jen, if you are someone who is sitting back right now and saying, well, I'm not seeing the progress or the growth that I want in my business. And if you did not register for the summit, or if you're not in any training and you're not investing in yourself, then that's usually why. Just being in that training alone, like the piece that T's listening to now was Bill's section. I got like 5 ideas already. And like there's so much that now I was not doing that I'm about to start doing. You know what I mean? And so when you're around people that are in those industries, they give you that information. Like, you can't do it all by yourself. And guys, you have to stop being afraid of spending money on yourself. You have to stop doing that. And that's something that I was talking to someone else who has a training program, and they were just saying how people are so reluctant to invest in education or online trainings or books or whatever, and they were just like, how do you do it? And I was like, it's not, I said, I don't start with, I feel like I teach you guys to invest in yourself. And if you don't understand that you are your best and most valuable commodity, then you won't invest in yourself. But you have to realize what you produce in life is based off what you put in. So like as an analogy that I heard, right? If you take an apple and you squeeze that apple and you crush it in a juicer, whatever the case is, if you squeeze that apple, honey, you're not getting orange juice, right? You're not getting grape juice. You're not getting pickle juice. You're going to get apple juice, which means no matter what happens, you're only going to get out of you what it's already inside of you. And so the analogy kind of talks about, what are you what have you given yourself? Like, what are you investing in yourself? Right? If you don't like where you live, move. If you don't like how much you make more. If you don't like the way you weigh, if you don't like your weight, work out. Or if you weigh too less, I don't know how you gain weight. I don't know. Well, do what I'm doing, or do it, I don't know. Like, but whatever it is that you don't like, fix it. You know what I mean? And if you don't know how to fix it, then find people who have the results that you want, right? And so whatever is inside of you is all that's going to come out, right? Whatever you know is all you can use. Whatever's inside of you is all going to come out. So if you are working specifically as a notary, right? Or if you're like, oh, I want to be a notary. Like, how many of you guys right now are not like actually notaries? You got your commission, but you're not making the money that you want. If you're a notary now and you don't have the time freedom that you want, and you don't have the money that you want, put a 1 in the chat for me. So if you're a notary and you don't have the time freedom that you want, and you don't have the money that you want, put a 1 in the chat. If you do have the time freedom that you want, and you do have the money that you want, put a 2 in the chat. Okay, I'm gonna do this too, because I'm a 2. I'm enjoying myself. But even in so doing, I'm always like looking, like, what else can I do? Like, what else can I do? Okay, Anita, shout out to Anita with the 2. Let's get it. I'm always looking for ways that I can grow and improve. And the number one reason why most people don't have the results that they're looking for is they're looking outside of themselves to try to figure out why I'm not making money. You are the one that has to make the money. It's not them. It's not the outside. There's no shortage of excuses. That's one thing. There is no shortage of excuses. There's always excuses. I don't have the freedom because I have all these signings. 22. Let's get it. Okay, Tamika. Tia said I'm at 1.5. Okay. Is it Jean? All things that I'm making more money doing inspections. I like it. But guys, seriously, I really want you guys to start to look internally, okay? The one thing that's consistent in your life is you, okay? That's the one thing that shows up every day. You. So what are you doing about it? What are you doing about it? Are you in anybody's training besides YouTube University? Are you in anyone's coaching besides YouTube University? Have you purchased any books? Like, all of these things are important. Have you attended any networking events? Do you talk to anybody? Like, you have to really invest in yourself. And then one thing too, some people say, it was funny. It was on the summit, and Judy, was it Judy? Yeah, Judy said, when she first got started as a loan signing agent, she said, I remember when I first got started, now, I signed with like 300 companies here. Then later I did 200 companies here. That's what I'm talking about. Like, some of you guys are like, well, I signed with 5 companies. 5? Did you hear Judy said she did 250, 300 right out the gate? Me too. Like, I did a whole lot out the gate, right? So it's you have to invest in yourself. You have to put the time in. You got to put the work in. You're not going to become a millionaire overnight unless you win the lottery or you strike gold somewhere. You have to put in that time. But also another piece is you have to have that confidence. And confidence is really important. And that was one thing that I was talking about. Confidence is important. Confidence is the key. Like, and one thing that I think it was Judy that said is implementation. Some of you, so it's 2 problems. Some of you guys have all the information, but you're not executing. You're not implementing. Okay. And then some of you guys get all information and you're doing, but you don't have the confidence. Like, you are kind of expecting it to not work. Like, yeah, you're going to do it, but you're expecting it to not work. Why? Because you have a backup, whatever that is, whether it's that job you don't hate, the job you hate or the job you don't like, whatever the case is, you have a backup, right? Maybe you have a spouse that's working, so you don't really have to do it. Maybe, I don't know. It's like this thing that we don't believe in ourselves, like as a society, like we will believe in someone else or celebrities or, these people. They can do anything, but for some reason you feel like you can't. And really, being a notary is so small. Okay, being a notary is like, it's not. I'm saying it's small in perspective of things to do. Like, you can build a notary business and it can be fruitful and it can be successful, but you have to see it first. And if you keep thinking that and a lot of times we don't say it out loud. Okay. Our low self-esteem in ourselves, okay, self-esteem, our low self-esteem and our lack of confidence, we don't vocalize those things. Some people do, but most people don't. but it comes out in your actions. It comes out in your actions that you don't believe in yourself based off what you do. Because if you knew for a fact that you could be a successful notary signing agent, you would have been quit your job, right? You would have went so hard. But you don't say you don't believe it, but your actions show that you don't believe it because you're not fully invested, right? You're not taking, 10 hours a day really building from the bottom up because you're not fully invested. You're not sold on it. And I can guarantee you this because right now, who's somebody give me a 1? Let me look at it, a 1. Okay. Right now, let's say Alicia. Okay, Alicia gave me a 1. Right now, if I say, Alicia, I will give you $1 million in a week if you sign up with 300 companies, you get your business card, get your website built, do your Google business page, and network all week, right? If you do that for the whole week, I'll give you $1 million. Would you do it? Yes. Why haven't you done it? Because you can. You're not sold on it. You're not convinced. If you were convinced that you can make that money, you would have done it already, right? And so it's like the things that we decide to do. If you don't make it a priority to you, if you have a plan B or notary is your plan C, then you're not going to really go hard with it. And so I can usually 10 times out of 10, when I see someone that's not successful as a notary, it's because they're not either they have not gotten training and they don't know what they're doing and they refuse to invest in training, even if that's not paid, they just don't have the right information and I can't tell you anything because you don't want to know. So either you don't have the right information, you have the information, but you're getting too much of it. All you're doing is you're an analysis paralysis. All you want to do is more training, and you don't execute. Or people who have started, but they're slow to the finish. Like I'll say, oh, there's a list of 100. And they'll do like 1 a week or like 1 a month. Like that's not really gonna make a difference. Okay. Or people who are, doing, but their confidence is down. And people think that that's not a thing. I'm telling you it is. If you don't believe that you can be successful, 9 times out of 10 you won't. Confucius said it best. The man who says he can and the man who says he can't are both usually right. There was a great experiment that Tony Robbins did. And it was something along the lines, I'm going to paraphrase this, I don't remember, but I've seen it done from other people too since then. So I'm going to paraphrase, I don't remember exactly how it went, but basically it was like, reach to the left. Yeah, y'all see that video? He was like, reach to the left. And so he was like, told the guy, okay, reach as far as you can go. Okay. And he reached as far as he can go. Right. And then Tony was like, all right, now you can actually reach here. And he showed him so much farther. And he said, all right, now reach for that. And the guy reached for it. And he said, well, what's the difference? The difference was that you in your mind you created a limitation that was not there. And so you reached as far as you thought that you could reach. And then once I told you, you could actually go here, your mind like changed. And it was like, oh, I could do that. And then you reached for it, right? But if it wasn't exposed to you, then you wouldn't have reached that far. And so some of us, we do that. A lot of times we don't even know that we're operating at such a disadvantage. And it's not even average, like below average, it's like mediocrity. It's like, and it's typically based off your surroundings. And so if everybody around you were high achievers and imagine if you were surrounded all day with 6-figure notary signing agents. Okay. Imagine if that was the case, honey, you would be one too. But if you're only surrounded by a certain caliber of people, you typically will produce those same results. And that has an effect on your confidence. And when I tell you that your confidence in yourself is the key, it is the key, honey, okay, to building success. And it's not just about money. It's the key to building everything in your life. If you don't believe you can do something, then you typically won't. But if you believe you can do something, you will go for it, right? Like right now, I have trust in this chair, right? I am sitting in this chair and y'all don't see me like this, like, oh, hold on now, wait a minute. You don't see me like holding on just in case it breaks, right? Because I have confidence that this chair is going to keep me up. That is not giving me any kind of, ideas that it's going to fall. I haven't fallen in it before, right? It has held me all of these times. So I'm confident in this chair, right? But if I wasn't confident, I'll be like looking crazy, right? That's why I'm like that. And then confidence gives you that. Confidence is like, And I'm sitting in the chair perfectly fine. Like every day I can come in here and sit in this chair, right? Because I have confidence in the chair, right? So you have to figure out, how do I have that same confidence in myself first, and then in what I'm doing. And that, guys, that is the key. So confidence comes first. Confidence comes first. And it also is too, this is my thing. I'm gonna get this to y'all. I'm gonna hurry up and slide. Like this right here is the icing on the cake. Okay. Y'all need to stop caring about people's opinions. Seriously. And I say it because y'all probably like, Vanessa, how do we do that? And it's not something that happens right then and there. You cannot have my chair, Tamika. It's not something that happens right then and there. It's something that's gradual. You begin to start to care less. You know how like you meet older people that are like in their 80s or 90s, and they just say anything out the side of their face. They're like, oh, you're dressed ugly. Or I'm hungry, let's eat now. Yeah, they have no filter. That's what I mean. Because they don't care anymore. You know why? You could grasp this now. If you could stop caring what people think about you, do you realize in less than 100 years, none of us are going to be here? All of us will be dust. Literally, all of us are going to be gone. In less than 100 years, I think most of you guys are like on here probably 30 and up, right? Give or take. All right. Now, let's say you live to be 130. Cool. Still, in 100 years, none of us are going to be here anymore. Absolutely no one. So everybody that you're like worried about, that, oh my God, this escrow officer, who cares? Literally, do this for me. This is what I do, okay? Look at everybody like dust. When you walk in there, look at them like a pile of dust. Because guess what, baby? In a few years, let's give them 100. In 100 years, they're going to be a pile of dust. You seriously going to let a pile of dust stop you from being great? Are you serious? No, we have to stop caring so much. And most of the time we care more about what people think about us than they actually think about us. Seriously, for real. We care so much more about what people think about us than they actually think about us. Like most people don't have time to think about you. Okay? When you go into a title company, you talk to an escrow officer, she thinks about you the whole 2 minutes you're in there. And then guess what? She got on her business. But you done racked your brain the whole day. Like, I don't know if she's going to call me. Did I do a good job? You know what I mean? And you like beating yourself up over it. And it's just like, if you can free yourself from people, honey, that you would dance like no one's watching. You would sing like no one could hear you. You would shoot all of your shots. But it's the truth, y'all. Listen, okay? Ain't none of us gonna be here in less than 100 years. It's gonna be a whole new squad on this earth doing something. What you gonna do while you here? It's gonna be a whole new squad on this earth cutting up and doing it's gonna be a whole new squad watching the sunset, watching the sunrise, getting up, going to work. On that note, please stop doing the same thing every day. Okay? Listen, I was talking to somebody the other day. I said, funny story. I said, I've woken up on this earth over 11,000 times. I counted. I did calculations because I was curious. I have woken up over 11,000 times. I have had over 11,000 days. I've done this day. Okay, essentially over 11,000 times. Right? Over 11,000 times. What do I have to show for it? For one. And then at this point, and some of y'all, this would really start to get me. Some of you guys have woken up over 11,000, 15,000 times in the same city, in the same house, like doing the same thing, over 11,000. Do you really need 11,000 times of doing the same thing? Seriously, I'm pretty sure at this point, you've mastered it at this point. Like there's so much life is so beautiful. And if you could just get out of your traditional way of doing things and just wake up. Seriously, if you can just wake up and stop, caring about piles of dust. If you missed that analogy, go back and watch it. If you can stop caring about what piles of dust think about you and go ahead and be the best pile of dust you can be. No, I'm saying, but no, seriously, like there's no excuse for you to live a mediocre life. There's no excuse for you to be work. And I always come back to this because I feel like so many people are so trapped. And I tell people every day I'm talking to somebody who is working a job. And the reason why I stay on jobs is because that's a third of your life. You spend a third of your life usually working a job. A third of your life working your job. You spend a third sleeping, a third of your life working a job. So you get 1/3 to yourself. And half the time it's not to yourself because you're stressed out about your job. You got kids, you're stressed about your family, you all this, it's just, why? Why? You don't have to. Who told you had to work a job? Who told you that? Who told you have to stay in the same city because you grew up here? Who told you that? Who told you have to stay around your family? Who told you that? Like, you could travel. There are planes for a reason. It's all these things that we just do because everyone's always done. But let me tell you this, everybody's not doing it. I can tell you, I know a lot of people, small number of people comparison to people who are doing what society tells them to do, who don't live like this. They don't work jobs they don't like. They don't do the same thing every day. They don't wear the same clothes every day. They don't go to the same restaurants. They don't talk to the same people every day. Like, you can listen, y'all. All right, I'm gonna give y'all this. This is kind of like a deep moment, okay? I know I kind of got off a notary, but just rock me for a second. The human being, right? The human in itself was made to be out of control. All right. So I think I read that somewhere. Someone told it to me. The human being was made to be out of control. Society attempts to put controls on you. Okay. And then you can accept the control or not, right? The limitation, the order, the social construct or not. Okay. I need you to understand that. You choose to be governed. Y'all know that, right? It's in the Constitution. Read it. But that's any country, not just the United States. You choose to be governed. Okay. You choose to accept social constructs. You choose to accept social norms. Okay. For example, I'm wearing a shirt right now. Why am I wearing a shirt? Because in this society, in America, in some countries, the shirt is a social construct. It is the norm. There are some societies and cultures where the shirt is not a necessity. You don't have to wear a shirt. And so it's social constructs. It's what you accept. Y'all with me on there? I'm trying to get you somewhere. I'm trying to go too deep. Okay. The human by itself is meant to be out of control. Okay. And this is the best way someone explained to me. How many ideas do you get in a day? Right? How many ideas do you get, like, oh, I want to do this. Oh, I should try that. Oh, this would be a really good business idea. How many of those, if you could think about, how many have you had so far this morning? Well, we're still this morning / afternoon, depending on where you at. How many ideas have you had today? How many ideas do you have on a regular basis? Okay. I would say I probably have, as far as like ideas of things I want to do or business ideas, I might have between 10 and 20 a day. Ideas. Okay. How many do you have? Put in the chat. How many ideas do you have? I'm going somewhere with this. Okay. Your brain naturally, you don't have to build it up. You don't have to program it. Your brain, since you were a child, is designed to give you ideas. Okay. Once you get those ideas, every day you have new ideas. You can choose to act on them or you can choose to let them lie. What you decide to do with that idea is it's largely based on your social constructs. It's largely based on your self-esteem, your social constructs, and what you feel is possible for you. Okay. For example, Robin, give me an idea you had. Doesn't matter what it is. Give me an idea that you had today. Give me one idea you had today. Okay. When you have an idea, okay, this is what happens. You have an idea. Boom. I want to be a dancer, right? Or I want to do a music video. Or Oh, I want to sing. I want a record label. Like I want a record deal, right? That's the idea. Let's say I want a record deal. Oh, I want a record deal, right? You have the idea. It came into your head. And when it comes into your head, it's wonderful. It's a for a few seconds. For a few seconds, it's awesome. And then what happens? And then you start thinking of all the reasons why it probably won't work. Or I don't really have time. Or can I really do that? I don't know because this, and then it's all of these, and it all happens probably within about 60 seconds to 2 minutes. And within that time frame, you're either going to decide to do it or you're going to table it. Okay, but most of us table most of our ideas on a general playing field. You probably will table 95% of your ideas that you ever have. And that's not because you can't do them. That's because you've accepted social constructs that have told you what you can and cannot do, when really you have no limits. You can do anything. Right now, Nicole, if I said, honey, we going to Spain, you can pick up and go to Spain. Now, let's say I don't have the cash right now. I'm going to pay for your ticket. Me and Nicole going to Spain. There is nothing physically stopping you from walking, or if you can't walk, being in a wheelchair and me pushing you on a plane to go to Spain. Okay. So there's nothing from stopping you. If you say, Robin, I want to coach others. Can you speak? Yes. Can you hear? Yes. There is nothing stopping you from coaching others. Right now, Robin, if you decided I want to coach people, you said you had that idea, what is stopping you from coaching others? You and your social constructs and what you've accepted as a reality. If you knew right now, Robin, that you could coach others and be successful at it, no problem, you would do it. But when we have, I don't have the time, or who's going to listen to me? Coach on what platform? I don't understand technology. These are all excuses. Okay? These are all excuses. These are the things that we've accepted. And the thing is, when you're surrounded by other people who just also tabled their ideas, then you're surrounded with a bunch of mediocrity and average living people that it blends in. And so it's okay because everybody's doing it. No one's really living their dreams. Everyone walking around like gray blobs. Seriously. When's the last time you heard somebody say something that was like extreme? Like, you did what? You know, like people are so boring. Sorry. They are. Not all of them. I have some really like exciting people. I have a friend of mine. He just came back from some country in Africa and he adopted 30 kids and he's doing this whole thing. And I was like, yo, that's dope. Right? But how many of you guys have friends that do extreme things? And the idea, this also bothers me too. People say, oh, that's an extreme person. You ever seen somebody say that? If you look up right now, extreme people, right? Now, some people really are like, yo, but most people are like, oh, this person's extreme. They can lift this much weight, or they can read this fast, or they've gotten 12 degrees, or reality, extreme people are not extreme in the sense of you can't do the same thing. Extreme people have just decided to not accept the same social construct that you accepted. Okay, so they decided in this area, I see what everybody else is doing. I don't want to do that. I'm going to do this. Okay, and then society calls them extreme because they don't blend in with everybody else. They're not doing what everybody else is doing. So now it's extreme, but it's not extreme because everybody has the same capability to do those same things. But they just decided that, well, the collective aren't doing that. Right? So the collective is not doing that. Then now when someone does something that's over the top, it's extreme, but it's not extreme because you have those same capabilities. You just never tried. And if you did try, you only tried like 2 or 3 times and then you quit. Okay? So I want you, like, serious, if you really push yourself, find something that you're interested in, whatever that is, whatever you like, and find someone that society says is extreme in that area. And study them and see what they do and see if you can't do the same thing. I promise you can. I promise you can. It literally is. We don't even try. Like, you don't even get out the bed motivated. You wake up like, oh God, I'm here again. Really? Like, you don't even try. Like, when you wake up, you're not even excited to get out the bed. Really? Who wants to live that life where you're not even excited to get out the bed? You know what I mean? Like, when you realize you have unlimited potential. I'm not being cheesy. I'm being serious. When you realize that you can literally do anything you decide, like literally, like I'm not even kidding. Literally, okay? Now I didn't say you can fly, but that's because I haven't seen someone fly. But let me tell you something right now. If you see a couple of human beings start flying, guess what? I guarantee you we all gonna start flying. No, I mean like us fly, like, you know, but most of us don't even try. When's the last time you tried to fly? I'm just using it as an example. It's extreme, but it's an example. When's the last time you even tried to fly? Now, I'm not telling y'all to get on no building, try to fly, don't mix my words up. I'm just saying, most of us have never even tried. We just take people's words for it. Oh, we can't fly. Oh, we can't, we can't start $1 million businesses. Oh, we can't, have all these sports cars. We can't have these $1 million houses. It's things like that. It's like we can't travel the world whenever we want to. Like, I can't live in different states every year. That's not what we do. You don't even try. You haven't even tried. You don't even know what you can do. But then you're telling everybody else what they can do. You don't even know, and then have the audacity. I know some of y'all gonna be mad, but it's cool because I'm gonna tell you what it is anyway. And then have the audacity to try to tell your children what they can do. You don't even know what you can do. I know some of y'all don't like me now. I know that's okay, but I'm gonna tell you what it is, okay? You don't even know what you can do, but have the audacity to try to tell your kids what they can do. This is the truth. These are the facts that exist, and that's something that I have to deal with. But when I forgot who Sadhguru told me that, did a video on that. He was talking about how as adults, most adults have no idea of their capabilities. And what happens is we keep regurgitating that over and over again. Instead of cultivating our children, we're raising them to be images of us. Okay? We're raising them to be images of us, robots of us. Like, we're telling our kids what they can and cannot do based on people who told us what we can and cannot do. Right? Stop doing that. Give your kids some space and see what they come up with. I do that now. And people, I'm telling y'all, people look at me like I'm crazy. But I'm like, hold on. Not why? This is why. Over the past 3 to 5 years, I've been on this really engaged self-development, breaking all, how you call it, woke. I'm trying to, something ain't right. So I'm in the water. Okay. And so I'm questioning everything. Okay. I mean, everything. Okay. And so that being said, when my kids come to me and say, Mommy, can I do this? I say, I don't know. Can you? At this point, I am no longer in charge, because at this point in my life, I'm questioning everything that I've ever been told. I don't know. I don't know, because I'm trying to see where my capabilities are. I'm pushing the limits on me. I'm and I still have areas that I felt I'm still I gotta get over this. I gotta get over that. I'm trying to figure out what I can do. So how dare me try to tell you what you can do, and now I don't even know what I can do. So when my kids come to ask me, can I do something? I'm saying, show me. I don't know. Go for it. Let me know how they go. Let me know if you can do it. I probably can do it too, right? That's how I'm living my life now. And oh my gosh, amazing. Okay, amazing. I'll give you a perfect example. My son is 5. Okay, y'all see my son. My son's 5. I give him things to do that the average 5-year-old people don't give 5-year-olds to do that, right? But I understand that a person will do. If you don't tell a person what they can do, you have no idea. They will shoot their shot. And usually, look at kids. I feel like kids are the perfect image of how we're supposed to be. How is it that kids have no stress? Think about that. They got a lot going on. They might fall and hurt themselves. They might not get the food they want. In their mind, these are real issues, but they don't let it carry on for days. Why is it the older we get, the more upset we get, the more depressed we get, the more stressed out we get? Why do we do that? Why do we do that to ourselves? Because you got to think about it. These are choices that we've made, right? Like we're choosing to live these lives, right? But kids have like this, for example, why do we get so bent out of shape when it's raining? Think about that. Why do we get so bent out of shape when it's raining? Kids love the rain. When did we stop liking the rain? Like society told us to not like the rain. Oh, the rain's, oh, you can't work in the rain. Your hair is going to get messed up. Like, I don't know. When did we stop liking the rain? I don't know. But people don't like the rain. But kids love the rain. Like, think about that. They love smash. Why did we stop jumping in puddles? I don't know. I think our parents told us to stop doing it. You're going to mess your shoes up. Right, and now you don't even have the inkling desire to jump in a puddle, but you used to until society told you stop doing it. Okay, like why do we stop playing with toys? Why don't we play? Why when you go to play places, you see the parents line up against the wall and only the kids? We trying to tell me don't none of y'all like to play? Don't none of y'all? Really? I don't believe it. It's the programming. Oh, adults don't play. Grow up. Be serious. Sit down. At your age. What does that mean? I had a student tell me one time, it's the truth. I feel like you just behave so childish. You're like a child, like you need to behave like an adult. You laugh and play too much. And I was like, And this is my honest response. I said, if I have to be an adult and not laugh and play, especially when I'm at work, which is 1/3 of my life, then I don't want to be an adult. I would rather be a child. And if that doesn't work for you, then that's okay because there's more training programs out there. But honey, boo, listen to me. I will have fun, period. Okay, I'm going to do me. That's going to happen regardless. Okay, but bringing it back, I'm going to tell you I want to show you, this is really cool. Okay, I hope you guys can see it. Perfect example. Okay. So my son's 5, and go back to this story. My son's 5, and the work that he gets, and he was homeschooled for a lot of time. Now he's in private school, but we're going back to homeschool. I'm actually working a school for him. I know y'all done followed my journey. And the work that I give him, the things that I give him to do, most people will say a 5-year-old can't do. My kids can do whatever they want within reason. We don't do disrespect, and I don't want you to hurt yourself. But within reason, you can do what you want. Okay, because I'm still learning, and this is a learning process for me. But when my kids ask me for things to do things, I don't just say no because you're a child. I don't do that. I say, okay, sure, let's do it. So we were talking. I forgot we were talking about the subconscious mind. I think I was watching a video. So he watches me meditate, and he was watching me watch this content on the subconscious mind. And he said, "Mommy, what's that?" And I said, "Okay, you want to learn about it? I'll teach you about it." And I'm gonna show you this video because my son's awesome. Hold on. It's so cute. All right, hold on. Let me make sure you guys can see it. What's the first key? Sorry, let me put you on the spot. What's the first key? I was recording him outside, so give him a second. Okay, what's the first key? You're a guy, you can do anything you want. I told you, so get out of here. Stop, come on, and it's go. I can do it. I'm God, I can do anything I want. Uh-oh, it's blurry. Okay, what's the second key? Subconscious mind. And what's a subconscious mind? The second brain, and what is the key? Okay, how do you spell subconscious mind? SUBCONSCIOUS. Mind. MIND. Thank you. And so anybody else have been like, how you can't give your son subconscious mind to spell? Do you know he figured out how to? I gave him the word. He wrote it down. It probably took him like 10 minutes. He wrote it down a couple times. And he looked at it and I said, okay, spell it. And now he brought my house. Oh yeah. And then he's like, but he's so like, but it's because I don't let what other people say. Like, you have no idea the capabilities of your mind. Like, your mind can do anything. Like, it really, really can. You can do anything. Your body can do anything. Your mind can do anything. But also, rule of thumb is if you don't use it, you lose it. Okay. So if you're not reading and you're not being active and you're not using your mind, your spirit, and your body, it's going to wither away. It's going to wither away. Okay. So use it. Super duper important. You got to use it. And that's why I say you can do anything. You can absolutely do anything. And I kind of, I go to the kids, like that's just my kids. I go to the younger you are, the more free their mind is. And so I ask kids questions. There's actually a company out. I read their story. I forgot, it was an article they had out. Whenever they have a really hard a problem they can't solve, they bring in groups of kids, young kids, typically under the age of 8. And they bring them in and they put them in a room with the problem and toys and chalk or whatever. And they say, okay, what would you do with this? Because kids don't have the restrictions that we have yet. Yet is a key word. Okay, kids don't have, you said, can you teach my 21-year-old to spell that? I can't deal with you. Kids don't have the same restrictions kids, they don't have the same restrictions that we have. And so you tell a kid to do anything, they think they can do it. Kids think they can do absolutely anything until you tell them they can't. And once you tell them they can't, over and over and over and over again, they end up like us. Not me, but they end up like all of us. Okay? This is what you get. I'm not trying to call you out. This is what you get. You get Tia, you get Tanya, you get Brittany, you get Tamika, you get Natasha, you get Vanessa. You get people who don't know what they can do. They know what they can't do. You're very, very aware of the things that you can't do, but you don't know what you can do. And you're not encouraged to figure out what you can do. That's the thing. You're encouraged to stay in line, act like an adult, be responsible. That's what you're encouraged to do. You're encouraged to follow the herd, do what everybody else does. And then, and that's the thing. You gotta, I'm not gonna be here to preach to y'all. I just wanted to give y'all that. And actually, I wasn't even planning to go on this tangent. I wasn't. My plan was to come on here for 10 minutes and say, oh my gosh, the summit was so good. I loved it. Y'all better get out here and do this thing. And somehow or another, I ended up here. But everything happens for a reason. So I like it. I just want to encourage you guys, if you are just to live, like you're alive, you're breathing, you have air in your lungs, your heart is beating. And that's the other thing someone told me. We just think we have so much life left, right? I hope you do. I hope you have 100 years left. We think we have so much life left, and we feel like only those people ever die. Like only those people ever get in random car accidents. Only those people ever have natural disasters. Only those people, we never think that it could be us. And so we live as if we'll live forever. But it's only when you truly, truly embrace your mortality that you're able to live, because you know that you don't have forever. For all you know, you have 2 more hours, and if you only had 1 more day, listen to me. If you had 2 more days, you had today and tomorrow, or just say you had today, would you be happy the way you lived it right now? If you only had today left and you knew you was leaving tomorrow, this was your last rodeo, would you be happy? Would you be content? Would you be like, you know what? I really did that thing. I really lived my life the way I wanted to. If you do not feel that way, honey, then you should do something about it. Because I can tell you, I don't know how many of you guys have ever done power of attorneys in wills, but I used to be the general notary work queen, and I still do them. And I used to go, I say I used to, because I don't really go into hospitals anymore because of COVID, so they don't really let you in. Now they're trying to open back up. If you need some motivation for your life, I'm not even kidding. If you need some motivation for your life, go into somebody's nursing facility. You could, they used to prior to COVID, you could just go in there and say, I just want to, volunteer or whatever, and just be somebody you can talk to, play cards. If you need some motivation, go into somebody's nursing facility. Okay. Nursing facilities are full of regret. I mean, loaded. Okay. I mean, every time I was going in there, somebody was telling us, oh, baby, you so young. Live your life now. Like, don't wait. Say all things you want to do. Travel. If you have a dream, do it. I mean, I've had people like cry and just been so sad that they wasted their life and now it's almost over. Like, I'm saying, go talk to some elderly people in nursing homes, honey. They will, if you don't leave out there super motivated, they won't nothing change you like that. Okay, I'm telling you. And it's never the things that they did they regretted. It was always the things they didn't do. It was always things they didn't do that they wish they had. And that's where regret comes from. And so if you have dreams that you want to do, you have goals or aspirations, whatever that is, do it now, because tomorrow's not promised, and neither is next week or next month or next year. And so if you're waiting on next year to oh, I'm gonna buy this car next week, or I'm gonna take this trip next year, who said we gonna be here next year? Who said that? I didn't. I can't see the future. Okay. And so I'm not telling you to throw all caution to the wind, but throw off some. Like, some of y'all can stand to throw a little caution off. Some of y'all need to, y'all too safe. Y'all too safe for me, baby. Okay. Some of y'all too cautious. Like, y'all like caution tape. Okay. You about to put caution tape around your house because you don't do nothing. Okay. You wait for all the stars to align. You like everything has to be perfect. And then I still want to think about it. Okay. Stop. Don't do that. Okay. You need to live your best life now. You need to go ahead and do it with some of y'all need to go ahead and book your flight. You done made all the excuses. Most of the countries are open now. And you like, oh, I always want to travel the world. And you got some money in your checking account. And you got some money in your savings. I'm not telling you use your last, but if it's your last, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But I'm saying, if you had some money that you said you're going to put aside and it's sitting there, and now you got a whole new excuse why you can't go. Okay. Some of y'all like, I want to go out the country, but I ain't going to get my passport yet. So I'm talking to you. Why? What is you doing? It literally is like, what, $150? Literally. I just haven't had the time. What you talking about? You really gonna tell me you ain't had the time? That's what we doing right now? When the last time you watched Netflix, but you ain't had no time? It ain't the time. It's just excuses. It's excuses that we do. So if you said you was taking a trip, go take the trip. Stop procrastinating. Okay, go take the trip. If you said you want to start a business, start a business. If you say I'm gonna go hard with the notary business, go hard with the notary business. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you gonna wake up, or are you gonna go back and be a pile of dust? Okay, for real. Can you book me and my husband flight somewhere? Where we going? Listen. Audi, we out of here. Listen, but you gotta think the whole world is for you. The whole world is yours. You can go anywhere you want in the whole entire world, the entire earth, and now space. Look at Elon and Jeff. They like, you know what? We done had enough fun here. Let's see what Mars be like. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, their whole mind was like, you know what? I think we're good with here. We done been to all the states, really. We done been to all the major countries and continents. I want to go out of space, see what's going on up there. Like, you can do that. Who's to stop you from telling you that you can't go to outer space? What's the difference between you and Elon? Elon's doing it. What you doing? What are you doing? You want to go to outer space? What you doing? Like, all these things. What makes Elon so much different from you? Nothing. He just put the work in. He's applied pressure. He set the goals he wanted to do, and he's considered an extreme person, but he's not extreme. It's just that we are typically ordinary and mediocre. And so when we see someone that's actually using their capabilities, we call them extreme, but they're not extreme. They're operating as they should be, using their complete full capabilities. You are using 10%. So it's not that he's extreme. He's using his full capabilities. And probably if you ask him, he can probably tell you he's not using his full capabilities. If you ask him, but you walking around on 10%. No, that's not it. You just not you got a low usage. You like how the credit card is supposed to be. You got a low utilization. I'm gonna need you to max it out. Okay, that low utilization is only for credit cards. It is not for how we're supposed to live life. Okay, I'm gonna need you to max it out. I'm gonna need you to hit at least 80. I'm gonna need you to hit, if you operating on 10%, I'm gonna need you to hit at least 50. Like, make that your goal. Let me just go a little harder. Let me do a little bit more. Sit down, get some paper, sit down by yourself outside, so you're not, thinking about your house, and dream. Okay, what do I want? What do I like? What can I do? If you need ideas, go to YouTube. Look around. See what other people who are just like you with the same capabilities are doing. And say, hey, they're doing that. I can do that too. Huh, look at that. Check that out. guys are like, oh, I became a notary signing agent because I saw you. Because you saw me and we looked similar. You said, hey, I can do it because she can do it. Right? Right? But think about this. You could have done it the whole time. The whole time. You could have did the whole time. Now, granted, when you saw me, it gave you that boost. I get that. But what else are you seeing? What are you taking time to actually see other things? Like, are you exposing yourself to more things, or are you just seeing the same thing every day? You see your house, you see your car, you see the same trip to work, you see the same people at your job, you drive home, pick your kids up the same way, you go back home, you go to the same aisles in the grocery store. If you do the same thing every day, for the most part, then about like 90%, you're going to get the same results. You're not going to be able to be exposed to other things because you're not putting yourself in a position. Y'all, listen to me. Do y'all know I just added to my goal list, I want to go to outer space? I feel like, listen, for real, stop. Because I never thought that I could be like a bougie person. Honey, when I go to outer space, I'm going to come back like, oh, y'all live here? No, for real. I want to go to outer space. I feel like it would be the most amazing experience. Like, can you imagine just being in space? Like, and just looking down at the earth? Like, I feel like and then space blows my mind. Like, how does it never end? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, when I think about the infinite space of space, it's like, what? Right? And part of me is like, I just want to take off and just see what happens. Like, just keep going, right? But anyway, these are just ideas, right? But what happened when Elon went to space? Because Elon Musk is not a government. They're not like, it's not like NASA and stuff. It's a person that's made a bunch of money and said, I want to go to outer space. Hey, why not? Jeff said, hey, let's do this thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, now people are like, oh, wait, we can do that? Like, now other billionaires are like, wait, we can do that? We can just go to space? I didn't know we could do that, right? Because of our limited thinking and what society tells us we can do. But now it's like, wait, we can go to outer space. Imagine what you can do that you didn't even know you can do. And you sitting there with all that glory. You sitting there with all that energy and all that capability. You just sitting there letting it ride, watching Netflix. Lord. You sitting at that desk right now, ain't doing nothing. Don't even want to be there. You get an attitude when somebody talk to you. What? Right? You don't even want a new task. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? You just wasting all of your goodness. You just stop. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Okay? Find yourself some peace and some joy and some happiness. And that comes in the out of controlness of humans. Okay? So get out of control. Don't let nobody control you. Okay? You don't need no limitations. You don't need stipulations. You don't need guidance. No, you need some guidance. Coaching is good. Guidance is good. But I'm telling y'all, some of y'all living on 10%. Y'all coasting. You barely alive. I gotta tap you, make sure you're up. You awake? That's what I gotta do. Oh, she up. She up. That's what y'all doing. Wake up. Okay? Wake up and go do this thing called life. Okay? Can y'all do that? I love it. That's all I had for you guys today. I was gonna tell you about our programs and stuff, but I'm sure you guys know. NotaryToNotary.com, notary training program, coaching program, books. You guys know we have a notary journal now, and we have a business grant training. If you haven't seen it, it's at NotaryToNotary.com. Go get into business grant training so you can stop doing what everybody else does and start getting money to spend to actually build your business and stop spending your own money. You're welcome. You are so very welcome, darling. Oh, good. I'm glad I told you off. Let's get it. Now I gotta do something fun and exciting. That's me. That's me. Yes, and you know what? I'm gonna let you guys know what I do fun today. And it's nice outside. Oh, it's going down. It's going down. Be awesome. All right, Tamika, have a great, awesome time. There is no code for the grant training. It's just at NotaryToNotary.com. NotaryToNotary.com is where the grant training is, baby. Oh, you're welcome, Yesenia. Did I have to say your name right? Yes, Yesenia. All right, I will see you guys at Wago. Be awesome on purpose. Seriously, don't just say it, but mean it. Be awesome on purpose, and I will see you guys luego. And I'm gonna go back and catch the NNA summit in a second. I know they're on break right now, but I definitely gonna watch that replay for what I just missed because they're awesome. That is all to the clock on the wall, and I will see you guys, man. Yeah, and I want to figure out. So actually today I've been writing down like things that all of my ideas. I've been writing them down. I'm doing them. So like one idea that I had, so you guys know you can hold me accountable. I want to write a song and record it in a recording studio and make a music video to it. And I wanted like an inspirational kind of song, but it was an idea that I came up with, and I actually had the idea a long time ago. And it came back to me and it's like, Vanessa, why you haven't done it yet? And the first thing you think it was like, well, where's the recording studio? And then I say, well, Vanessa, Google it. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. And then book a session. And then what? And then walk in there. And then what? And then find out when you get in there. Okay. So when y'all see my song, I'm supposed to do this next week. So I'm giving myself a couple days to write my song. And then I'm going to go record it, which I've never done before. But who cares? I'm just going to shoot my shot. And then after I record it, I'll let y'all hear it. And if you think it's good, let me know. And then I'm going to do a music video to it. And then ta-da! Why not? We're just going to shoot our shot and see what happens. What's the worst thing that can happen? Nothing. The worst thing that can happen is everybody sees my video and say, oh, I don't like your song. Okay, that's all right, because in 100 years, you'll be dust too. So it doesn't really matter if you don't like it. What? You're welcome. All right, guys. Be great on purpose. I will see you guys mañana. And until next time, happy signing. Hey, guys. Have you had a chance to get a copy of my new book, The Ultimate Ron Guide? If you are ready to build a remote online notary business, then this book is what you need. In this book, I give you all the information that you need to know in order to build a successful remote online business, no matter what state you're in, as long as your state authorizes remote